Hi guys, it's Phoebe, and today I will be playing another chess.com 15 plus 10 game. So, currently we're playing someone else called Philip. They started with e4, and I will play the Sicilian with c5. c3, I'm tempted to play d6. However, I think this can transpose into like a Queen's Gambit maybe? For black though, so like e6. And then once they play d4, I can play d5. Okay, so d4 and d5. Okay, white played e takes d5. Queen takes d5 might not be too bad because they can't play knight c3, but however, we would also want to move our pawn forward and into the opponent's territory, so I would go with e takes d5. White plays bishop b5 check. This is kind of what I was worrying about. Usually in this is when you would have played a3 to protect that, but in this position it really isn't that big of a deal. I think right now I can just stick with knight c6 or knight d7 because I can play b6 and bishop b7 after. I think that would be a better move. White plays knight to f3. Knight e5 seems like it would be a threat, so I'll play a6, chasing the bishop away. Bishop a4, and I will counter that with b5, so white doesn't play knight e5 and attack my knight. White plays bishop c2, and I can go on with developing my pieces, so knight f6 and bishop d6. Bishop e3, and the c5 pawn looks like it's kind of threatened. c4 doesn't look too bad. It seems okay. Bishop b7 maybe, so then less pressure is put on this pawn. I'll go with bishop b7. Knight d2. And now I will continue to develop my bishop. Queen b1. I feel like it has something to do with my h7 pawn. I think right now I'll just stick with rook c8 to protect this pawn even more, and not necessarily castle just yet. Maybe I can solidify my king side. White castles, and right now I think it seems like a pretty good position for me to castle. However, maybe knight g5 is a threat from white. I think I should find a way to first get rid of this bishop and queen thing we have going on here. I was thinking of queen c7 maybe, and do the same thing to their pawn. And honestly though, if I do castle, knight g5 is not a realistic threat. They probably want me to push my pawn forward, so I'll play queen to c7 first before I castle. Rook to e1 and castle. I think right now we can just focus on moving our pieces forward. I was thinking of knight e4, but it's not realistic because the bishop and the queen can just capture back, and I think they can hold up, win a piece. Okay, d takes c5. I need to debate whether to take with the knight or the bishop. I think taking with a knight right now is better because maybe I could possibly play knight e4, and that'll gain more space. And also I want to keep this sort of bishop and queen diagonal on b8 and h2. And yeah, I think taking with a knight is better. Hopefully one of my knights will go on to e4. bishop takes c5. And now, whether to take with the bishop or to take with the queen. If I take with the queen, I think my queen might be a little bit too open. The knight could possibly attack it, and if I take with the bishop, I can attack the f2 pawn and hopefully move my rook to e8, take control of the file, and possibly still move my knight to the e4 square. And our opponent is thinking for quite a while. I think I just need to move my rooks to the open file, probably double up, and find a way to attack the king, control the center, or gain more space. Okay, apparently my opponent resigned. I don't know why they just typed in resigns, and maybe they were busy or had something to do, but I guess that is a win for me. This video is kind of short, but thank you guys so much for watching, and staying tuned, I guess.